Hi, my name's Luke and I work for Newcastle Libraries. As you probably know, it's not possible for you to visit us at the moment, so we thought we'd bring the library to you. Hopefully this will be the first of a few story times that we'll do for you, so keep checking our Facebook and Twitter accounts, and I hope you enjoy this story. So today we're going to read The Boy with His Head Stuck in a Book, written by Frankie O'Reilly and illustrated by Anna Broadhurst. The Boy with His Head Stuck in a Book. The forgotten library was dusty and old. There was nobody there, and it reeked of old mould. The books on display were all ancient and tattered, the shelves full of stories that no longer mattered. The boy felt that life was so unfair. Of all places, to be taken there. The librarian watched from behind her desk, grey-faced like a zombie in a flowery dress. The lad waited miserably, paced up and down. "Mum," he yelled out with a deepening frown. "Go find a book, dear. I won't be two ticks." "What for?" he retorted. "They're all on Netflix." He wanted to go home. He'd had quite enough. He stormed through non-fiction, and off in a huff. "Stupid old books," the angry boy started. But what he saw next made him rather faint-hearted. A large leather book, which looked quite out of place, jumped right off the shelf and onto his face. The pages engulfed him and covered his eyes. They muffled his mouth and stifled his cries. Thousands of letters gushed into his ears. Nobody could hear him or witness his tears. Now his head in the book was really stuck tight. The young lad had never had such a fright. Nothing but blackness was all he could see. He staggered and stumbled and fell clumsily. "Hello?" he called out. Is anyone there?" But for the next scene he could not prepare. Out of the darkness a dragon descended. It sought a brave hobbit with a ring rather splendid. Was this a joke? It was not funny, when from the page there hopped a bunny. "I'm late," the white rabbit announced, and down a hole away he bounced. Just then there came another shout. "Please wait," a girl in tow cried out. Down the hole and into a wood the boy sped past Red Riding Hood. Just up ahead, perched in a tree, the Cheshire Cat grinned devilishly. "Well now," he purred, "what's this commotion? You want to leave? Drink this potion." The boy took a swig and emerged in a car. Aside him a toad in goggles and scarf. "Where are we going?" the boy asked the toad. "Poop, poop," cried the driver and raced up the road. Around the next bend stood a huge Iron Man, and right overhead flew swift Peter Pan. Out of the car and into the sea. A pirate ship, a mutiny. It listed port side, crashed into a rock. The boy swam to shore, but was in for a shock. Outside a hut stood a vast hairy fella, with eyes like black beetles and an old pink umbrella. Faster and faster the pages they whirled, and into old London the poor boy was hurled. Into the middle of Doyle's Baker Street, where a famous detective was waiting to greet. "I'm pleased to meet you, my name's Sherlock Holmes." Together they strolled, past Scrooge Building and Loans. They peered in the window with no festive tree, and froze at the ghost of Christmas yet to be. The spectre swooped down and grabbed the boy's head, and over rooftops they flew, the boy filled with dread. His head was let go, he fell into the gloom, and found himself in a stark, drafty room, where boys of his age were all gulping down gruel, watched fiercely by Bumble, a master most cruel. When Oliver Twist dared to ask for more, the unfortunate orphan was thrown out the door. The pages were spun, it was all such a bungle. The boy found himself in the depths of the jungle. The mighty Tarzan swung fast through the vines, soon followed by Jane, who was dressed to the nines. A roar in the distance, and then through the mist, a giant ape came with a girl in his fist. Wolves then crept stealthily out into view, with Mowgli among them, no older than you. Once more came a roar, far worse than the last, and thundering footsteps were heard thick and fast. Two huge slashing claws flattened trees with a crunch. A terrible T-Rex was looking for lunch. Its eyes were great beacons, its teeth were great knives. Tarzan and Mowgli both ran for their lives. He pulled and he pushed and he cried out in vain. The immovable book securely remained. He worried that he'd be eaten soon. He worried that he'd soon be eaten. It seemed the book could not be beaten. The dinosaur was poised to bite, when suddenly a fearless knight grabbed him from the creature's throat and rode with him across a moat, where there, as in the ancient fable, sat more knights around a table. Amongst them on a regal throne, the king who pulled the sword from the stone, and with a twirl of his moustache removed the volume in a flash. The boy upon his bended knee cried, "Thank you, sir, my head is free." Arthur boasted to his underlings, "I'm quite good at dislodging things." "You should be most grateful to me. Now go back to the library." In a thrice the boy was back. He landed on a high book rack, and rapidly began to search amidst the tomes upon his perch, for stories that would soon replace the one now missing from his face. So off he went to find a book, a nook to get his head stuck in a book. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and like I say, hopefully we'll be doing more of these, so just keep an eye out on our Facebook and Twitter. Facebook, you can find us as Newcastle Libraries, and on Twitter we're Toon Libraries, and hopefully we'll see you again soon for another story time. Bye!